economic framework. It is a declaration that Africa is ready to negotiate on its own terms, to trade with itself, and to engage globally from a position of strength. We are now in a position of strength. Culture as a driver of global recognition. People don't understand how culture has shaped many countries around the world and the money is to be made from it. But commerce cannot be separated from culture. Our music, our art, literature, and traditions are among Africa's greatest exports. Soft power assets that shape global imagination and respect. From Afrobeat, filling stadiums in Europe right now in America, to Nollywood, films dominating digital platforms, to our textiles, and cuisines rebranding lifestyles across the world. How many people have seen, the Gucci's and the Paris bags and the Paris clothes copying a lot of what we wear, and then telling us that it's their own? It's a lie. You look at the Scottish clans that they say, the Scottish clans and the Scottish cloth that they wear. Where do you think they got them from? Kenya, from the Maasai tribes. These are histories that we don't tell the world, and we have to start telling our own story and our own narratives. When our creativity is celebrated, our markets expand. So let's use our creativity to expand our markets. Digital innovation as the new frontier. I live in Kenya as well as I do live in Nigeria. And you would not believe it was a young 20-year-old boy that invented M-Pesa. M-Pesa is now being used right across Eastern Africa. And it is the means of exchange for the underbanked, the banks. Even the banks have their own version of M-Pesa now. And he sold that to Safaricom, telephone provider. And even the beggars on the street, when I get to the traffic lights, if I don't have cash, which I don't carry, they say, here's my number, send me, through M-Pesa. Even the beggars, the corn sellers, everyone, M-Pesa. This is our youth innovating. Where some serious, so equally, digital innovation is not just the future of Africa, it is the present. Across Nairobi, Lagos, Accra, Kigali, and beyond, young Africans are rewriting the rules of fintech, e-commerce, blockchain, and artificial intelligence. Where some see risk, Africa sees opportunity. Mobile money began here in Africa. Think about this. Mobile money began here in Africa. And it was our youths that did it. Our youths created mobile money for the underbanked, their grandparents, parents in the countryside to be able to receive money and use money very digitally. Digital agricultural solutions were pioneered here. Are you taking note? Digital agricultural solutions were pioneered here. Blockchain to remittances is flourishing here. We are not consumers of the fourth industrial revolution. We are architects of it. Give yourselves a round of applause. We are the architects. The question is not whether Africa will join the digital future. The truth is, Africa is already shaping it, and others will have to follow us and what we are shaping at this moment in time. So I want to talk a little bit now about the role of AICCI, which is our African International Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and the role that it will play in shaping the future global outlook of Africa, together, I must say, with ADDI. This is where the African International Chamber of Commerce and Industry plays its historic role. AICCI is the bridge connecting Africa to global commerce, policy, and partnerships. But let me be clear, our bridge is not built for one-way traffic. That era is already gone. We are not doing any more one-way traffic. Our strategic policy is quite clear, and I'm shaping most of that policy at the moment. That is, we and foreign investors engaging in Africa must, and I repeat, must, right, must engage with us on our terms. It is quite clear. They must treat our nations on a win-win basis. This means that creating jobs, it means forging, it is more than creating jobs. It means forging true partnerships when our communities are not just employees, but shareholders in the wealth of our land. And this is a policy that I am promoting. We do not want any more that we are just wage earners. You come in, you exploit the resources, and you leave and nothing is left. I have been pioneering local content from Trinidad and Tobago to the Nigerian gas master plan. I created local content shaping the Nigerian gas master plan to show that what the Trinidad model on gas is, we emphasize a lot on local content. I know that Ghana tried and has been trying to do a factory in every community, but we need to replicate that model elsewhere on the African continent. And what we do is make sure, if you're coming in as part of our chamber, if you're coming in as a foreign investor, there are a few key agreements that we will have and must have with you. One of those is that you must transfer technology. Two, our community that you're exploiting from, all the things that's happening in Ghana with Galamuse, etc. The community must be involved. You must refine locally. You must add value locally. You must provide local content. And the community do not become wage earners week to week. We are salary plus shareholding. Salary plus shareholding. And the salary is just a stipend, really. It is a stipend. You are working in our community, okay, we take a salary to make sure we take care of our families. But we are a shareholder. Every aspect of every community, you know, we must take it. You can't go to China and go and do what they are doing in Africa. You can't go to India and do what they are doing in Africa. You can't go to Europe and do what they are doing in Africa. They will run you from here till thy kingdom come, and further than that. So we now have to, this is the things that we are standing for. This is what ADDI is for. This is what PLO is for. This is what I am for. We, Pan-Africanists, we are no longer talking. We are walking and walking the walk. We are putting implementations in place to ensure that Africans benefit as well. The time has changed. We are 75% youth on the continent. They are the innovators. They are the change makers like Captain Traore and the others. And this model must be followed. And these are the things that we want done on the continent. It means technology transfer. It means local processing and local production that fuel intra-African trade on the AFCTA. While surplus output is directed towards global export. Why do we say that? We have a model already in Trinidad and Tobago. We harness all our gas. We take charge of the gas from where it's produced, and we are in charge of the value chain. We're in charge of the transportation of that gas. It goes directly to our Point Lisa's industrial center, and we produce methanol, we produce fertilizers, petrochemicals. It is the excess that we export, not the other way around. This is what every other country needs to learn on the continent. You only export your excess, but your total production for what you want must fulfill, one, your country's expectations, and intra-African trade on the AFCTA. So those are the win-wins we are looking for. You have to make sure that you are in charge of your resources, and those are the messages we are sending out now. Okay? Above all, right, it means embedding local content participation. And anybody that is interested in local content, I'm available to go and deliver keynote speeches on local content. I've done it in Tanzania, Uganda, South Africa, Nigeria, and even Ghana. I will be more than happy to do so because local content is an important part of our development. So, through AFCTA, let us say that Africa cannot rise in isolation. It cannot. And why do I say that? Right? It means technology transfer, as I said, local processing, local production that fuel intra-African trade under AFCTA. While I said again, surplus output is directed towards global export markets. Above all, it means entertaining and embedding local content participation at the heart of every deal. So every deal that is being made on the continent, in that clause of any contract, must be local content. What did I say? Must be local content. Local content. And that is very important. Not merely the investment is extracting value, but multiplies it, because when you're part of the value chain, you are multiplying the extraction value as part of your value chain of the government. Stimulating and sustaining our local economies. This is the Africa we envision. An Africa that negotiates from strength, because we have the strength. All the materials, all the minerals and resources is under our feet. Under our feet. And that is our strength. Insist on fairness and ensure that prosperity is shared across every community touched by investment. And that is where we say salary plus shareholding. Absolutely. A call for Pan-African partnership. But Africa cannot rise in isolation. We must rise together, not only as nations, but as partners. And why do I say nations? Countries were created by 1834 and the Berlin Conference. I said at my last keynote speech in Eswatini that we must burn the Berlin Conference map physically. But a lot of my peers were very scared. I said, what are you scared about? Let us take that damn map, burn it, and redraw the map of Africa. So, Pan-African partnerships mean that Ghana must trade with Kenya, Nigeria must invest in Ethiopia, and South Africa must innovate with Rwanda. And when we start to see that, we are now starting to build an Africa that we want, not an Africa that is dictated to us. Through AFCTA, Africa is creating supply chains that do not depend solely on imports from abroad. By strengthening intra-African trade, we reduce vulnerability, create resilience, and expand prosperity. Global collaboration on African terms. What do I mean by that? To our partners beyond Africa, we welcome you. But know this, and listen to this very clearly. The age of raw extraction is over. The future belongs to those willing to build value chains here, to partner with our universities and innovators here, to respect our labor here, and to see Africa not as a pit stop for resources, but a hub for production, innovation, and global exchange. Africa offers not charity, but opportunity. We are no longer going to be beggars to IMF, World Bank, etc. We are going to set up our own Central Bank of Africa. The fastest growing population, the youngest workforce, the richest lands, and the boldest ideas are coming out of Africa right now. Why do you think Google is coming here? What are they coming here to do? To mine our data, our young, bright minds. What is Apple coming here for? What are they all coming here for? They are coming here to tap our minds, our brilliance, and to mine our mental data. That is why they are coming. Because if we are not going and they realize that 75% of the continent is innovating, they want to be here. They want to be part of what is going on. But we have to be smart. We have to work smart. Yes, we can partner with them, but we will make sure that we do things that we can protect our data, our young innovation, etc. This is the role where people like ADDI can play a significant role. Go out and champion what we want as Africans. That is very, very important. Conclusion. Africa is rising.
Yes.
I think we all know that.
Yes.
But how are we rising? Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, friends, brothers, Africa is rising is not a slogan. It is a declaration of intent. It is a call to build bridges, not walls, to foster innovation, not exploitation, to ensure that the riches of Africa fuel not only boardrooms abroad, but households across our continent. And this is where I say we become board members, shareholders of every enterprise that enters the continent. And that's the role that AICCI is going to play, and we are going to work in partnership with ADDI to do this. So, as part of my conclusion, the Africa International Chamber of Commerce and Industry is committed to this vision, and I know ADDI is also. We will continue to serve as the bridge, the advocate, and the architect of our Africa that is united, empowered, and globally respected. Let us all rise together. Please rise. Let us trade together. Let us innovate together. And let us, as one Africa, claim our rightful place in the global future. Africa rising, Africa leading, Africa owning its own destiny. Thank you.